We'll start our practice standing, so come to your mat. Okay, we'll be working on balance and transitioning today. So we want to, as we go through our poses, be thinking about the space in between. So if I take my arm from here to here, okay, I think, oh, my arm was down, now it's up. But what happened in the middle? What happened in that transition? And that's what we're going to try and focus a little more on today. Okay, so let's take the feet comfortable distance apart. Just move around a little bit. Loosen things up, it's still a little early. Let your breath then, as you come back to standing, let your breath come into your practice. And then we'll be a little more intentional with the breath, deepening, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Getting grounded here, feeling the feet in really good contact with the mat. Feeling the belly expand on the inhale and the belly button moving toward the spine as you exhale. And now turn your palms out, and as you inhale, just draw your arms long overhead. Let your fingertips touch. Turn your palms out and exhale. And as you go through this, think about breathing in energy. We're pulling energy up from the earth, tapping the fingers to complete that circle. And then as you exhale, think about releasing anything that is not serving you right now. Just going at your own pace. And as you complete one more round, just paying attention to the space in between. Coming to mountain pose when you're done, but not quite mountain pose. We want to be a little softer. And we'll start our spinal movements. So the knees are soft here, the hips are soft. And just bring your arms overhead as you look up, and then bring your arms behind you as you round your spine. So we're looking for that cat and cow movement, but instead of having the hands closed here, we're using our arms to just roll us through. And then the next time you're rolled forward, bring your hands actually to your thighs and get that really nice rounding of the spine, arch in the back. Inhale and exhale. Tuck your chin and roll your hands up. And release the shoulders back and down. Okay, we're going to keep the feet planted here as we take the left hand to the arm, right arm overhead. Okay, so here we are, and we're going to wind up tilting to the left, but think about what's happening in between. Inhale, and as you exhale, roll your left hand down your leg, and then come up, release, up with the left arm, and tilting over to the right. And just feel all the things that happen in this very simple movement as you continue to go side to side, keeping the feet grounded. Still going at your own pace. Sometimes you reach a spot and you're like, oh yeah, let me stay there. A little extra breath there, that's fine. Side to side. The next time you find yourself over to the left, just stay here, making sure that right foot is still very grounded, firm onto the mat, and float your left arm up. So both arms are parallel here, reaching away as much length as possible, and bring the arms up, and then we float over to the right. Right arm comes up, reaching away, inhale. And then bring the arms up, and with soft knees and soft hips, just start folding forward and coming up. Folding forward and coming up. So now releasing. We'll add a little balance here. So as you come up next time, raise your right heel. And down, and then raise your left heel. So we're going to go right, left, and then double heel. Right, left, double heel. And the option is knee up. Okay, so heel up or knee up. Very early in the practice, so continue to just focus on what's working best for you. So right, left, double. Right, left, double. Oh, yeah. And after your next double, as you come down, just hang out here and move into your ragdoll. Okay, so we can be holding opposite elbows. We want as much as possible moving. Just take your time. The head nods yes and no. We're just releasing. Now let your arms go. And bring your hands to your shins. We're still in a forward fold. Start to straighten the legs here. And we'll work our twist from down here. So bring your right hand to the outside of your left leg and float your left arm gently up. Take your gaze towards your left fingertips. And then switch sides. Switch back. So now we're over to the left, and then switch back to the right. And now come to center here. Inhale and exhale. Bring your hands to your hips. Come halfway up. We're going to take a breath here. We've been in forward fold for a while. And then transition yourself back to standing. Inhale and exhale. All right, so just take a few breaths here. And let's come to the top of the mat. Okay. Top of the mat here. Now we're going to find a stronger version of mountain pose, right? The actual mountain pose, where the legs are really engaged, the feet are firmly on the mat, palms are forward. Feeling grounded, immovable, and then just float your arms overhead. Inhale, exhale, swan dive. Let your hands touch the mat as you step your legs back to down dog. Fingers are spread wide, feet are hip-width distance apart. Inhale and exhale, and we'll just walk the feet out here. So bend one knee and then the other. Also noticing what's happening in this transition as you bend your knee. What's happening with your foot? Moving from side to side. What happens with the hips? Bring the knees down to the mat and sit off to the side. take your legs forward and find a nice seat here. Inhale and exhale. All right, body's starting to wake up. Everybody good? Wiggle out the fingers. We're gonna be using the wrists and the fingers, so let's go ahead and move them around. Okay. All right, so from here, we're going to do some heart opening, bringing energy, okay? Because it is morning and we do want to wake up. So if you're comfortable sitting cross-legged, come to a cross-legged. If you're not, keep your legs straight. Now, if you just crossed your legs, cross them the other way, okay? So working on automatic responses, right? And maybe changing them once in a while. Okay, so let's go ahead with a little back bending to bring energy. So we're going to inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down with the fingertips pointing toward your hips. And then as you roll your elbows kind of toward each other behind you, look up, inhale. And then exhale, bring your hands heart center. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, roll the shoulders, look up. Exhale, hands come heart center. And 1 more, up, down, look up. And hands come heart center. So now lift 1 foot and then the other. The core starts to be engaged. Uncross your feet here, hip width distance apart. We're going to take the hands back. Elbows start to roll toward each other. That's a big opening just right there for the shoulders, right? And then we look up, lift the heart. And release. Okay, so that is one way to do it, right? We can just stay there. Now, if you want, with your feet still grounded here, we're going to lift into maybe a reverse table. And bring it down. So whichever one of those you were happier with, and especially your shoulders, okay, we're going to do that. You're going to do that version. So bring your hands to heart center. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale your hands behind you with your fingertips pointing towards your hips. And then either just lift your heart or lift your heart and lift your hips. Reverse table. And release. Hands come heart center. And we'll do that 1 more time. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, lift. Maybe you do 1 of each. Maybe you do 2 of one kind. And release. All right, shake out the arms, shake out the wrists. Inhale and exhale. Okay. So speaking of transitions, we're going to be focusing on transitions in our core work today. Yay! Somebody got here just in time. I know you were just about to do your happy dance over there. All right, let's have the arms forward and roll down, roll down, roll down. Roll down. Okay. So let's give the hips a little bit of joy with some water wheels here. And then we'll move into our more core focus. So with your right knee, bring it in. Your left foot stays on the mat. Point the foot up, flex the foot, and bring that leg down so that your heel is 3 inches off the mat. Knee in, point up, flex down. Nice hip opening here. Think mainly about the hip. Notice how you're making a circle, right? Wheel. Knee in, point up, flex down. And the next time your knee is in, hold it in, take a breath here. So water wheel, especially the single leg version, is a very gentle way to wake up your hips. Flex your foot, we're going to reverse. Flex out, point up, knee in. Flex out, point up, knee in. Out, up, and in. So the reason I say that is because you can do this when you first wake up in the morning. you might even still be in bed, and you can just start to do some water wheels, do some breathing. One more. Hold your right knee in. Inhale and exhale. So here, hold on to your shin or your hamstring even. Inhale and exhale. And then release your right foot to the mat. Water wheel on the left. Left knee in, point up, flex down. Knee in, point up, flex down. In, up, and down. So of course the core, if you put your hand on your pelvis basically, right, you'll feel the work that's going on there. So that's another thing that's happening. But also we're just really getting that hip moving around. And the next time your knee is in, hold it in. As we reverse the water wheel, flex your left foot, flex out, point up, knee in. Flex out, point up, knee in. It's out, up, and in. Take it out, up, and in. Couple more. Just keep going. Nice and smooth. And the next time your left knee is in, just hold it. Hold on to your shin or maybe your hamstring. Just breathe into that hip. Now take your left foot down and let your knees open and close gently. Little butterfly wings here. So we're going to wake the core up a little more with the double leg version of water wheel. Sit on your hands. Your palms are facing the mat. It just gives your spine a little extra support. And as you go through this, if the double wheel version is not making you happy, then go ahead and do single wheel, okay? So let's take both knees in, okay? And what I mean by not making you happy is your back is telling you, just stop, all right? Doesn't mean that you're like not working. Got that difference there? Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Point up, flex down, knees in. Point up, flex down, knees in. A little more stuff going on here, right? Point up, flex down, knees in. Oh. So as long as you're not creating pain, then this would be the way to go. And we'll do two more like this. Point up, flex down, oh, knees in, oh. And just rock a little from side to side. Now your hands, if they came out, they're going back under those hips. Flex the feet as we reverse. And just notice how this feels compared to the one you just did, right? So we flex out, point up, knees in. Flex out, point up, knees in. Are there differences for you? Does one cause you to use a different set of muscles or, work those muscles? Is one a little more challenging for you? There are no wrong answers here. It's just you taking note of what's happening in your body. And one more, flex out, point up, knees in, and rock side to side. Woo. So I'll bet you thought that was the challenging core work that I was referring to, right? But no. Sadly, no. Sadly, no. I know. All right, it's Wednesday. We got a lot to do with the rest of the week, don't we? All right, so we're going to get a little more challenging. We're still sitting on the hands here. And we're going to take the legs straight up. Okay, now we're going to really focus on transitioning the legs as we go down. So we take the legs 1/4 of the way down. Then we take them another 1/4 of the way down, so they're probably around 45 degrees now from 90. And then we take them another 1/4 of the way down. And then we take them down till the heels are just off the mat and smoothly draw the legs back up. Yeah, there you go. All right, so we're really focusing on what happens in the transition from here to having the legs straight down with the heels close to the mat. So inhale, exhale a quarter of the way. Exhale another quarter of the way. Exhale another quarter of the way. And then exhale till your heels are just off the mat. And now, not flinging the legs up, controlling, bring the legs up. Beautiful. All right, here we go. We're going to do that one more time. Down a quarter, down, down, and heels just off the mat, and float the legs back up. Woo, bring the knees in, rock side to side. Of course, we have to do that the other way, so. I know, who's loving this? I know. All right, hands underneath. Okay, we're going legs up. Now we're going to smoothly control the legs as we bring them down till the heels are just off the mat. Now bringing them up, quarter of the way, another quarter of the way, another quarter of the way, and up. Maybe you wish we were doing this in thirds, not quarters, but it's quarters. Take it down, nice and smooth, control, control, control. Yes, quarter of the way, great. Another quarter of the way, yes, another quarter of the way, and another quarter of the way. The legs are straight up. Inhale, this will be our final time. Take the legs down, the heels are just grazing. And we're going quarter, another quarter, another quarter, and straight up. Bring the knees in and rock from side to side. Inhale and exhale. Woo. Alrighty, so now the core is woken up, we're woken up, the hips are loose, we're ready to move on. Let's come to hands and knees. And I know you're thinking, what about the obliques? Don't worry. Is everybody okay on your knees? Are you okay on your knees? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I wasn't worried about my obliques.
You weren't worried? All right, let's go hands and knees. Spread the fingers. The wrists are right under the shoulders and the knees are right under the hips here. So we are in our tabletop position here. Inhale and exhale. Okay, we're going to take the right leg back, bring it up to hip height, and start to bring the right knee to the elbow as you lower your head and bring the leg back out. Now we're going to bring the knee towards center and bring the forehead and the knee kind of together at the center of the body and take it back out. And now take your knee over to the left. Oh, there are those obliques. And back out, the right leg is out, and you release. So it's basically a 3-part crunch, right? Let's do it with just the left leg here. Left knee toward the left elbow and back. Left knee to center, head and knee and back. And left knee toward the right elbow and back and release. Okay? We're going to do that one more time. Each side. Right leg back, right knee to right elbow. Yes. So your head is also, you're looking toward your knee right now, and then you release. Now your knee and your forehead come together at the center of the body and release. You take your knee, right knee towards your left elbow, drop the head, and release, bring your knee down. Okay? Left leg up, knee to elbow, and up, knee and forehead, and up, knee to right elbow, yeah, there it is, and up, and release. All right, walk your hands forward, set the hips back, inhale and exhale. We're just gonna come back up, leave the hands where they are, come back up, go a little bit into a sort of knee down plank, but nothing too extreme, hips back. And one more time. Now land in a child's pose, and we're going to take the arms back in this child's pose. So, is your head touching something here? Take your hands so they're by your feet. Hands are by your feet. So the forehead is touching the mat. Yeah, take your knees wide if the forehead isn't quite coming to the mat. And just let everything rest here with your arms back. And circle your wrists, wiggle your fingers. Just get a nice release here. Okay, now if your hands are by your feet, hold on to your feet. If your hands are closer to your shins, hold on to your legs. And we're just going to start lifting the hips and let the head roll so the top of the head comes to the mat. And back. So that's actually called rabbit. So we're rolling up, but the hands stay behind. And release. We roll up. And release. Now bring your hands forward. Come back to tabletop. And then just spin around on your mat so that you're facing sideways. We're going to do gate, right? We've been working on transition. Gate is a nice transitional pose. So you're facing sideways here. You want enough padding for your knees. So since we've got the length of the mat here, if you want to double your mat, you're going to double it lengthwise. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, everybody's knees okay? All right, so we're going to take the right leg out. And the right foot is on the mat. The right palm is on the right leg, face up. You don't want to tilt and have this arm smashing into our legs. So the right palm is up, gate pose. We take the left arm up and then tilt over to the right, gate up, and then come back up, and then tilt over to the right, and come back up. Gate pose over to the right. And now when you come back, bring your left hand all the way down, bring your right hand to your right hip, and experiment with letting that right leg float up. You need to engage your core so you're not collapsing into your left arm. And if that right arm wants to float up, that's fine too. Yeah, there it is. Okay, and then we're going to come back into gate. And then back into, this is basically a knee down half moon position. And just go through that a couple more times, right? We're not trying to get from just one pose to another, but looking at what's happening in between. Staying soft on that left hand, engage everything, okay? That left hand might even leave the mat for half a second, right? And then come back and bring your right knee in. Are we good to go? Any questions about that? Everybody good? Comfortable? Knees are happy? Very important. Left leg out. Left hand, palm up to the left leg. So we'll just start with the gate pose, right arm up, right? So here we are. We know we're going to there, but what happens in the middle? Let's exhale over and just be aware and up. Exhale over and up. Exhale over and up. So now we'll change it up a bit. Exhale over And this time when you come up, the right hand's going to continue to come down, left hand to the left hip, okay? And experiment with floating that left leg up. That may be a possibility, maybe the left arm. Bring your left foot down, we come back up, gate, and just flow through those two. Okay, you've been doing it, so just go ahead and do it. See where you can flow. And then the next time you go into the side bend here, consider yourself finished. Bring your arm down. Come back to two knees. Face the front of your mat. We're coming into downward facing dog. So we're going to start in the tabletop. And once again, notice what happens as you move from here to downward facing dog. What's working in your body? What muscles come into play? What else happens? Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. Whoa, a whole lot of things just happened there. Inhale and exhale, we're in downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. And then walk your feet toward your hands. Take a half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. And we're ready for a little round of sun salutation. Okay? So we're going to add the opening arms. So stay together here. Inhale the arms up. As you exhale, twist to the right. Inhale center. As you exhale, twist to the left. Inhale center. Elbows to waist as you look up. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive. We're going to bring the hands to the thighs, press the hips back and take a half lift. Exhale, hands down. We're going to move into low crescent lunge. So take your right leg back, flip up your mat if the knee wants extra padding. I'll do it on this side. Bring your right knee down, knee is behind the hip. Your front knee is over your ankle. Float your arms up, you're in crescent lunge. We're going to keep it just like that for the whole rest of our sun salutations. Bring your hands down and then step back to your plank. Knees up or down, you're in plank. What happens in plank? Inhale and exhale. And then we're going to chaturanga down. So if your knees are up, roll onto your toes. Elbows head behind you as you slowly lower and release. Okay, hands are under the shoulders. Shoulders lift toward the ears. They go down your spine. As you lift up, the hands are not doing the work. And release. We're going to find our way back and up to down dog. Transitioning from down to down dog. Down on the mat to down dog. Inhale and exhale. Take your left leg up now. Go ahead and take your left foot forward, right knee down. Adjust for your low crescent lunge here. Your, did I say left leg? Okay, we'll keep it at that. That's fine. We'll keep it at that. We'll do right leg next time. All right, so let's go ahead and take your left knee over the ankle and come into low crescent lunge. Hands down, tuck your toes, bring your knee up, and let's go ahead and take the right foot forward, half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up, palms touch, and hands come heart center. So we were talking about change, right? That was just a tiny change, okay? Inhale and exhale. Sweep the arms up. And we're twisting to one side with the arms open. Arms up. Twist to the other side with the arms open. Inhale the arms up. Elbows to waist as you look up. Inhale the arms up, swan dive. Taking a half lift, forward fold, step back with your left leg, bring the left knee down, and come into your low crescent lunge. So smoothing this out, because we've done it several times. Low crescent lunge, hands down, and come into your plank. It could be knee down, knee up. Okay, inhale and exhale. And let's take the elbows back, chaturanga down to the mat. Now we're going to move the hands just a little lower, so from right under the shoulders, a little down more toward the ribs, and use the hands a little more to lift into a higher cobra. The elbows are still bent, but we're in a deeper cobra looking forward. And then release. Let's go ahead and make a pillow with the hands, bend the knees, and rock the legs side to side. Release some of the back bending we've been doing. If you remember, we even did back bending at the beginning. Bring the feet down, and we're coming back and up to downward facing dog. So notice what happens as you transition from laying down. Maybe you come into table first. You go into down dog. What's happening? What muscles kicked in? Did you have any particular thoughts? Fingers are spread wide. Inhale and exhale. Now take your right leg up. Step forward with your right foot. Bring your left knee down. Set yourself up for your low crescent lunge and float the arms overhead. Nice. Okay, so trying to look up so you get a little more back bend. There it is. And then exhale your hands, one hand on either side of your front foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee. Okay, let's stay nice and engaged, the whole body nice and strong here, and just step forward nice and strong. Half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up, palms touch, and hands come heart center. And stand in mountain pose, take a few breaths, inhale and exhale. Just feel the energy moving through you. Okay, we talked about way at the beginning being grounded, so feel your feet really grounded on the earth. Inhale and exhale. Okay, we're going to step open to the right, nice and wide. Toes are out. Okay, coming into plies here. The knees go over the toes, the hips go straight down, down and up, down and up. All right, let's add some arms. Arms up, down and up, down and up. Let's add a little bit of balance here. So as you come down, right heel up, arms up. As you come down, left heel up, arms up. As you come down, both heels up. Okay, let's see, maybe, does this work? Take it to a knee. That's kind of awkward, isn't it? Woo, let's just stay with the heels. Right heel, left heel, double heel. Right heel, left heel, double heel. Next time you are double heel, stay here. Okay, take your time getting here. See if you can raise your heels a little higher, a little higher. And then keeping the heels up, straighten your legs, straighten your arms. I know, that's the balance challenge. Fix your gaze and then go ahead and come back down. That's why we do this. Release the heels, reach up. And now we're going to treat ourselves to some sunflowers. So the knees are still going out over the toes, arms cross in front and up. And we go right arm forward, left arm forward. Just try and mix up your arms just so your shoulders get kind of an even workout there. Paying attention, make sure the knees go out over the toes. And remember, we're not just going from up to down, we've got that whole movement. Things are happening all the way down and all the way up. All the way down and all the way up. The next time you're up, land in up. And go ahead and bring your hands to your hips. We're going to turn the right toes forward and the left toes in at an angle, working our warrior two flow, okay, which is also a lot of transition. Bend your right knee, set it up. You always want your knee over your ankle, tracking through the center of your toe. And now we're looking down. We have to bring the shoulders back up, over the hips, arms out. Arms, check your back arm. Yeah, see, sometimes the back arm does this. We want it in line with the shoulders. There it is. Take your gaze past your right hand. You're in warrior two. Your back foot is very grounded, especially the outer edge of that back foot. Your whole lower body is grounded. Your upper body is soft. You're gazing past your right fingertips. Now we're going to flow reverse to warrior two. So just bring your left hand down, arms overhead, well, right arm overhead, and back to warrior two. And just work through that. Once again, noticing we're not just going from here to here. There's a whole lot that goes on in between. Taking this at your own pace. And then the next time you find yourself in warrior two, just stay there, settle in, focus. Take a nice deep breath. Okay, we're going to bring the hands overhead, turn the toes forward, all 10 toes forward, and come into a forward fold. So folding from the hip creases, we fold first with the arms out, then the hands come down. They might be touching the mat. They could be touching your legs. Inhale and exhale, wherever your hands are comfortable. Let your head hang. Now bring your hands to your hips, and we're going to take this transition in two parts, so we come halfway up. Take a breath here. Give the body a chance to get accustomed to coming up, and then we come the rest of the way up. Left toes forward, right toes at an angle, left knee is bending, setting up for warrior two, same thing, knee over ankle, tracking through the toe, shoulders over the hips, arms, okay? Back arm in line with the shoulder. So the front arm is usually in line with the shoulder, we're looking at it. The back arm sometimes has a tendency to droop. Gazing calmly past your left fingertips. Inhale and exhale. And then we're just going to move in and out, reverse warrior. The right hand comes down. It's not pressing on the leg, it's just there. Back to warrior two. And just moving through that, noticing all the things that go on in between being in warrior two and being in the reverse warrior. Just keep going. Spend time with that. And the next time you find yourself in warrior two, just hold there. We're going to bring the arms overhead, take the palms together, turn all the toes forward, exhale the hands heart center, take a few breaths here, and then bring your hands to your hips. Okay, so we'll be bringing the legs back together. You can either just heel toe them, you can heel toe them a little bit, you can hop. Okay, you can combine those two. Yeah, hopping is fun. Make sure you always land with bent knees, right? Inhale and exhale. All right, so let's do one more little balance thing. Inhale and exhale here. Okay, so we've been working the balance, lifting the heels, occasionally lifting the knees. We're going to go into sun and moon, so the feet are hip-width distance apart. Take a nice inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Calm and settle the mind. Hands to the hips. Okay, we have the right foot to the ball of the foot. We have our steady gaze, and we start floating our right knee up. And then add the left arm, if that works for you today. Left arm toward the sky, right fingertips toward the earth. You're in sun and moon. And then you release. Okay, let's try that on the other side. Hands to hips, left foot to the ball of the foot. Steady gaze, calm mind. That left knee just floats up. The right arm floats up. Left fingertips point toward the earth. And then you release. Okay, we're going to do that one more time on each side. So if you're comfortable, just leg and arm at the same time. Otherwise, go through it, leg, then arm. Take it up. You can always keep your foot, your toes on the mat. And then bring it down. We're going left leg, right arm, sun and moon. And release. Great, now let's come to the top of the mat. Inhale and exhale. Scan the body, see if anything needs to wiggle, move around. Inhale and exhale. We float the arms up, inhale, swan dive. So swan dive, typically straight legs with the knees a little bit soft, never locked out. Inhale and exhale. Hands to the thighs, hips press back. You look up, we're going half lift, forward fold, and step back to a knee down plank. So fingers are spread wide, knees are down. We're in that nice plank position here. Okay. Now we're going to notice what happens when we tuck our toes and lift the knees. Okay, so tuck your toes and lift the knees. Ooh, what was that transition all about for you? Knees down. Okay, and then we're going to lift up to downward facing dog. What's this transition all about for you right now? Down dog. Inhale and exhale. Okay. Take your big toes together. Knees go to one side, hips go to the other. We come up and switch. So we're just releasing here. And then bring the knees down, sit off to the side, find seated mountain pose. So seated mountain pose, we're engaged, the muscles are working. Inhale and exhale. And then we soften everything up and do 3 nice forward folds. Nice little treat. Inhale up, exhale, just fold forward. Just come into forward fold and see what starts releasing. See how you can be soft in your forward fold. Take a couple of breaths here. And roll your hands back up your legs. We're going to do that again. Arms up and a nice soft releasing forward fold. If something is saying move, like, you know, your neck might be saying just wiggle around a little bit. These are our finishing poses, so pay attention. Roll your hands up your legs Gently inhale your arms up and come back into that forward fold one more time, keeping it soft, just looking for places that want to release here. And roll your hands up your legs, bend your knees. We're going to be working our way down, so holding on to the backs of your thighs. Start to slowly release your spine to the mat, one vertebra at a time. Take it down. Inhale and exhale. Take your feet hip width distance, okay? And your knees are hip width distance apart now. Your thighs are apart. We want to keep that alignment. We don't want the knees to open up. So think about your thighs kind of magnetized in place there so the knees don't flop open. Hands down by your side. Start to roll your pelvis up, and as your hips lift, bring your arms overhead. We're going rolling bridges here. And then we roll down. The spine is still coming down to the mat, one vertebra at a time, from top to bottom, hands are down. We roll up from bottom to top. Arms back. And roll down. And just go through that a couple more times, right? Focusing on what's going on as you move through. Bridging, and then coming out of it. What's all happening here? And the next time you're in your bridge, just hold there. Keeping the hips up, bring the hands back down by your side. And just hold here. Check to make sure your knees are still hip width distance apart. Now put some space in between your shoulder blades and slowly, slowly, slowly replace your spine onto the mat. Draw your arms overhead, extend your legs, take your left wrist in your right hand, and bring your upper body over to the right. Bring your legs over to the right. So you just made yourself into a crescent. Come back through center, switch. So now your right wrist is in your left hand, your upper body comes over to the left, and then your legs follow, and you're in a crescent. And you come back center, extending both legs, extending both arms. Inhale, exhale, draw your knees in. And then just start to rock around. A little spinal releasing here. Inhale and exhale. All right, so let's go ahead and from here take the legs straight up, and we're going to point and flex the feet to work the ankles. Circle one direction and the other. And then draw the knees in and bring the feet back down to the mat. Hands by your side. Gently open and close your wrists, your hands. Extend through the fingers. Roll the wrists around one direction and then the other. Just move your fingers any way that feels good to you. Release the wrist. Bring your hands back down by your side. Let your head move from right to left. Nice and gentle. Coming back up to center. Okay, and getting ready for lion's breath. I know, big crowd pleaser. Inhale, scrunch up your face. Inhale deeply, deeply, deeply. And as you exhale, stick your tongue out, open your eyes real wide and say, ah. That was close. All right, let's do that again. Inhale, scrunch up the face. And and release. Okay. Now just scan your body from head to toe. Notice if anything else needs to let go as you find your nice, comfortable, final relaxation position. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Release your body onto the earth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, melt onto the earth. And one more time, inhale. Exhale into final relaxation. So begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Allow your breath to deepen. Invite movement back to your body. Wiggle fingers and toes. And as you inhale, draw your arms long overhead, stretch. Exhaling, draw your knees in. Give yourself a hug. And then find your way over to a side. Helping yourself back up to a nice, easy seat. Palms together. As you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.